to Tech Solutions. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn about the continuous versus discrete terms used in Tableau, or we can say green versus blue pill. How this green versus blue pill is connected with continuous and discrete terms we will learn in this tutorial. So you must have heard about these terms continuous and discrete in Tableau. So let's learn them. You must have come across the question that does dimension represented as a blue pill and measure represented as a green pill in Tableau? Answer is yes and no. Why? Because sometimes yes, the most of the dimensions are actually discrete. That is the reason they are represented as blue, and most of the measures are actually continuous, and that is the reason those are represented as green pill. But there are some dimensions which are represented as green pill as well, and in that case, because those are continuous dimensions, and that's why those are in green pill. In that case, our theory of representing the dimension in a blue and measure in a green fails, and that is the reason I said that the answer is yes and no. Okay, so let's see the next one, where we will try to understand what is continuous and discrete, so that then we can understand how this blue and green pill are represented. So Tableau specialty is displaying data differently in either in a continuous format or in a discrete. Both of them are mathematical terms used to define the data, where continuous means without interruptions and discrete means individually separate and distinct. I hope the names and its definitions are clear. Continuous means without interruptions, and discrete means are individually separate and distinct. Let's see them in more details. Like continuous and discrete are mathematical terms, as we saw in the previous slide. Continuous means without interruption, and discrete means individually separate and distinct. Continuous field adds values. Continuous field values are treated as infinite range. It has no limit. Generally, continuous field adds access to the view. So as I shown here, if you add a continuous to your view, it will add access here, number of items for cell. So it's reaching to 6K in this example, but it is an infinite range. Continuous field values are treated as an infinite range, and it adds access to the view. So next, discrete. Discrete values are treated as finite or limited, has a limit. Discrete generally adds header to the view. For example, product. You're adding a product to the view. It has added a value. It has added a header to the view. Product A, product B, product C, and this is finite, limited, not infinite like the continuous. Discrete represented with the blue pill in Tableau, and here comes the concept of blue and green, and that is the reason discrete represented with the blue pill in a Tableau. continuous represented with green peel in a Tableau. This is something which will explain you, this slide will explain you better the difference between discrete and continuous. Discrete, as I told you, first characteristic is individual, separate and distinct. It has a limit, finite range. It adds a header to the view and represented with a blue pill. Whereas continuous, first thing is without interruption. And it is infinite range, has no limit. It adds the axis to the view and represents with the green pill. I hope this will explain you the difference between discrete and continuous. Also, it will help you to understand these terms discrete and continuous. Also, you can now differentiate your dimensions and your measures, whether they are discrete or continuous. Let's see a few examples. So this is the data file we are going to use to demonstrate this. It is very simple file where we have product, date and a quantity, where I have a product, 12 different products for 3 different years starting from January to December. For a product A up to L has a quantity. I kept it to 1 so that it will be easy for us to understand how it is making a difference if a particular dimension is discrete and when the same dimension is treated as a continuous, how these numbers will differ. So let's go back and see this as an example. So sorry, I'm going to use this text file. And now you can see that we have product, date and a quantity reflecting here. So product A to up to product L for each month and quantity is 1. On our left hand side you can see that product is a text and date is again treated as a date and quantity is a number, which will be our measure in this case. So let's go to sheet 1 and see this with the example. So first of all, let's drag and drop product here into the view and let's see what happens. It is displaying in a blue pill. Why blue? Because it is a product and it is actually a discrete value, independent of anything. Product A is a product A, product B is a product B, not dependent on anything else. And that is the reason the first thing is it is blue, and as soon as it added here, it displaying blue plus it has added the header to the view. Now let's do this. Let's add a quantity. So I'll add a quantity as a text in this case. So what is happening here? Quantity as a text, because this quantity is a number and continuous value, that is this is displayed in a green. So here itself we have product as a discrete and quantity as a continuous. Now let's see the another example by introducing date here. Why date? We will see the difference of using date as a discrete as well as a continuous. Let's go to sheet 2. So quantity and date. So what's happening here? Date and quantity. So let me instead of using year, let's put it at the month level, that is better, and let's take this year and quarter out. What is happening in this case? We have January till December, all values 1. Let me just show you the labels so that show the mark labels. This is correct because we have 3 years data. For each year we have January as a month, and it's showing a total as 3 for January, for February, for March, same thing for up to December. But why and how this data is helping me? Not at all, because this data won't help us in any analysis, because January of 2019 is different, January of 2020 different, January of 2021 is different, and it should show us a separate line for this one. Then why it's not showing? What is happening in this case? It is because month here is a discrete. It is a discrete dimension, independent, not continuous. Just go here. Here you can change it from discrete to continuous. So you see month, instead of this month there is another month. Just click on this. Now see the difference. It has now showing us value for each different month, like January 2019, January 2021 and January 2021. In this case, see the difference in the color of the pill. Month is now displayed in a green, and that's where it is now treated as a continuous dimension. Continuous means January of 2021, January of 2019, then so on up to December, January of 2020, so on up to December, January of 2021. Whereas in previous case, when it was displayed in blue, it was a discrete, and that is the reason it was not differentiating between the values of January 2019, 2020 and 2021. So I hope this will help you all to understand the concept of discrete and continuous, as well as the blue pill versus green pill. Thank you very much for watching. Friends, please support us. Just subscribe our channel and let us know your feedback in comments.